Good evening, ladies.
Colloquially known as the Madhouse on Madison. Welcome everyone to the Slater Family Ice Arena here in Bowling Green, Ohio. Sam Weixler alongside Garrett Drake for game 2 of this 2-game set between the Falcons of BGSU and the Cream and Crimson of Indiana University. We'll step aside momentarily for the national anthem. We're set for puck drop here at the Slater Ice Arena, the Madhouse on Madison. Last night, the Cream and Crimson dispatched the Falcons down at the Perry Park Ice Rink on the south side of Indianapolis, an auxiliary home venue for the Cream and Crimson. Final score 5-2 in what was an incredibly physical battle, Garrett.
Yeah, Indiana started off getting out-hit in the beginning. Bowling Green got 20 hits on Indiana in the first period compared to just 10 for the Hoosiers, but they were able to battle back in that one, and they stepped up the physicality and stopped getting pushed around so much, but that's going to be a key for tonight. They have to avoid taking all those hits in the first here early.
Well, Garrett, we sat in for the D1 game between the Bowling Green State Falcons and the #1 ranked team in all of the NCAA, the Minnesota State Club, that came down and pummeled Bowling Green 5-0 in regulation.
Yeah, we saw why Minnesota State's ranked #1. They're also missing their head coach and one of their star players who are out in the Olympics right now, so it proves just how well-rounded they are.
Indiana have won 10 out of the last 11, are 15-5-1 in the regular season, and a big hit as we're underway. Bowling Green from left to right in their white sweaters and brown bottoms, the Cream and Crimson in their traveling reds from right to left. We have a goaltending change. Sammy Billis has stepped aside for Brendan McCaskey to move in between the pipes. McCaskey, the sophomore from Ramsey, New Jersey, last saw action when he was the starter and took the overtime loss 6-5 against St. Louis way back before Christmas.
We haven't seen McCaskey much this year, as you mentioned, but one thing we know about all these Indiana players is they stay ready. Max Barnett also in the starting lineup for Indiana today on defense, number 26.
Quick shovel shot right in front of the cage, and Harrison Hall finds the back of the net. 45 seconds in, and the Falcons draw first blood. Right off the hop, McCaskey never saw the feed coming right in front of the cage. 1-0, the Falcons waving as they go by in their handshake line. A tough break early in this game, Garrett.
Yeah, that's not the start that you want to see for McCaskey, fresh, getting his first action in a while, but what's important now, we've seen this team be resilient. They played well when they give up an early goal, and we'll see if they can do that again on the road.
Another shot right in front of McCaskey gets deflected off a body and into the far corner. Garrett, I have to say the Slater Arena here in Bowling Green is much nicer as far as camera angles go from the Perry Park that we played at last night.
Yeah, that was brutal. Multiple blind spots right in front of us, but we can see the entire ice here.
Indiana chips the puck forward, but Hall scoops it around in his own D zone. He's got numbers for an odd man rush. Threads the pass through, but it's stood up by Chambers. Another quick deflection, and it falls toward the far corner where Chambers gets bumped from behind. Falcons get a quick line change on. We've played just 90 seconds. Here's Chambers on his own over toward the right dot. A shot gets paddled away to the near side. Another big hit as McDonald flew 6 inches up in the air off of his skate blades. Miscommunication, and the Falcons carry it across neutral ice. poked against the left leg of Timmons, and it's freed over toward Rudo. Rudo's shot hits a body and deflects down toward Kissel. Kissel on that 12-game point streak, added to it with an assist last night. Here's Smith in open ice, feeding to the far side, deflected up off a stick, and Schuette's shot goes into the netting.
And Sam, going back to yesterday, Bowling Green in the third period, they scored 2 goals on the first 2 shots of the period, and their first shot tonight is in the back of the net.
Yeah, Bowling Green had momentum. It seems like their team really enjoys getting the blood moving, getting the feet chopping, and making things happen. Although this season, 12, 16, and 1, and they stand at 7th in the TSCHL, whereas Indiana is at 2nd. Miami already has wrapped up the regular season title. But as we talked to the TSCHL commissioner, Mr. Driscoll, about on the phone, these days that doesn't always mean so much. Not since Toledo way back in 2013-14 has a tri-state team swept the double-double, if you will, won the regular season and the postseason tournament. So Miami trying to do something not been done with this current league setup and this line of teams. Just about 3 minutes played. Indiana flicking it around in their own attacking side. Shabazz pinned against the boards and goes down onto his knees. Here comes Brandenburg in front of the cage. A one-timer from Offenbach. Off a body and into the near corner. Brandenburg gets spun around. Horvath pushes it free. Shovel job right toward the far point. Cesarski stands a man up. Horvath digging in. Another sweep and the puck is cleared away. Brandenburg circles and works his own blue line. Puts it right through the legs of Shabazz, who never saw the pass coming to him. On the near side, it's Offenbach, who is still goalless this season. Offenbach, a junior on this team, had plenty of goals his freshman year. And Garrett, we know that sometimes a situation like this where you're in a drought all season long, it can get to your head. But he continues to skate hard and pass the puck well.
It's about all you can do to try to turn it around. And Offie's looked good, even though he hasn't gotten a puck in the back of the net yet this year.
Shabazz frees the puck from the near side boards. Di Lorenzo on a run all by himself in the slot. Backhand shot just off the post and wide. Into the near side corner, McKay flicks it forward to Michelli. He lays chase, and Wise knocks it around to the near side again. Little shorthand shiver, shot through traffic from Goodfellow, goes off a body and back toward the point. Chambers watches it wobble off the edge of his stick and nearly cedes possession. No look pass to Michelli on a quick give and go. Indiana circling on an odd man rush. Michelli wrist shot, bounces way past the cage into the end zone. 15:50 to go here in the first. McKay tries to hold the blue line but is unsuccessful and has to circle around. Lays it off for Michelli on the near side. Tries to weave through traffic. Di Lorenzo pokes it around and dipsy-doos between defensemen. Fed to the far corner. Timmons holds the puck at the near point. A deflection right in front of the cage. McKay pushes the puck free and then is sent down into the trapezoid. Centering pass gets knocked away by Horvath, and then Ferry pushes it away. Both sides get 5 fresh legs onto the ice. No whistles as of yet. Offside as the Falcons forgot they had an extra man up in the zone. Harrison Hall was all the way over in McCaskey's lap when the puck re-entered the blue line.
We're now 5 minutes into this one, and Indiana looking a little slow here early. They haven't been connecting on a few of their passes, and we've seen a couple pucks go off the heel of players' sticks early.
Face off just outside of Indiana's territory. Speeding away is Kenyon. Kenyon lunging at the puck, loses traction and has to give it over to Tommy Krumzik. Krush emerges with the puck in the far corner, doing battle ferociously on the far side. A centering pass, no one was there at home for Indiana. Falcons carry it the other direction. Slung all the way across and knocked free by Kicker. Well, that's a number 7 jersey out on the ice. We were told Will Kicker didn't make the trip. We'll have to check our lines and see if jerseys were switched again on us, Garrett. Krush takes the puck and kicks it forward right over the head of Cesarski into the near corner.
I believe that's Connor Fallon wearing number 7 today, Sam.
Well, if it is, that would be his first time dressing for the Cream and Crimson this season. He originally wasn't on the team at the start of the season due to an injury, but he's emerged as a guy that can help out in practice and skates hard when he's asked to. Just over 5 played here in the first, 0-0. Score on the board was erased after Bowling Green put a quick one away. That is Connor Fallon in the 7 sweater for Indiana. And Harrison Hall, the first goal scorer early in this contest. Indiana working around with it in their own zone. Here comes Will Jeremy with a ton of speed. He's over toward the right circle. Swinging around the cage, a wraparound, goes off the back of the cage. Rudo pushing it into the corner. Stolen away by Kissel, a quick stick lift. McDonald goes through traffic. Jeremy, a backhanded shot, gets kicked away by the right leg of the netminder, Leo Lapata. Again, Kissel watches the puck ricochet through traffic. Centering pass. Timmons a slap shot off the body, and it was taking a chunk out of Schutte. Another pass behind the cage. Jeremy, a wraparound, no attempt. No good again. Kissel gets tied up in the attacking third, and Rudo moves around in front of the scorer's table. His attempt is in vain, and instead Indiana moves with the puck.
That puck hit the skate of the official right there.
Falcons barely get a clear, and the puck wobbles up into the tools of ignorance for Leo Lapata, and he stops play with 13:16 to go here in the first period. Lapata on the season, 6-4-0 in 11 games started, has a save percentage of .903 and a goals allowed average of over 4.5. That's .462. No shutouts to speak of as well, Garrett. A wrist shot from Cesarski goes wide. Trying to shoot for a deflection. Feeding pass to Offenbach in front of the cage, just wide again. Offenbach finds his own rebound on the near side, poking it free. Lunging toward it, that's Cass on the near boards. Lifted away, here's Wood. Wood had a goal last night, but he's spun away by Cesarski. Freed and flung across the blue line. Forcing a retreat, here's Offenbach with the rush. He's got Brandenburg with him. To Brandy in front of the cage, shoots and scores! Patrick Brandenburg, the freshman, gets his second of the season, tying this contest up at one tally apiece. 12:47 to go here in the first, and it's all square here at the Slater Family Ice Arena.
We talked about how Indiana was going to respond after giving up that early goal on the first shot of the game for Bowling Green, and right there, Brandenburg with a beautiful move to get low, and it was a tap in off a good feed from Offenbach, and we've got a tie ball game.
Well, Garrett, we talked just a few moments ago about Offenbach's passing skill and smarts on the ice. He sees the play really well. So we've played just about 8 minutes or there around here in the first. 1-1 the score. Hall, the goal scorer for the Falcons, and a feed from Offenbach knocked in by Brandenburg tied things up just a moment ago. McKay circling around in neutral ice, throws on the brakes, and moves toward the benches. That's another nice thing about being in a Division I NCAA rink, Garrett, is the pylons and the stanchions that are normally dangerous right in front of the benches, where you see guys get concussions and get sideswiped. Those have now been replaced in modern rinks with these curved glasses, and it really makes play a lot safer when you're whizzing across the side.
Yeah, there's no question about that, and the boards are also much more forgiving. They've got a lot of give into them. They bend back compared to the solid ones at the front.
Draw on the near side, won by the Cream and Crimson. DiLorenzo's shot gets waffle boarded high above the cage. Back to McKay, a shot through traffic. Bounces high off the body of Lapata and back into the lap of Sarnowski. Stolen by DiLorenzo again, chopped into the air. And a lot of loose puck play in the neutral zone. Sarnowski emerges with it. He crosses over at the left circle. Shot on, goes by McCaskey, was not forced to make a save. Big body shot on the near side. That's Schuler pushing his weight around. Backhanded attempt and a swing in the middle of the air. McCaskey able to grab the puck in traffic and stopping the clock at 11:33 to go here in the first frame. 1-1 the score between the Cream and Crimson of Indiana University and Bowling Green. Face off to the glove side of McCaskey, won by the Falcons. They'll keep up the pressure, feeding it down low into the trapezoid. Cesarski tries to kick it free, but it's stolen by Schutte. Now over to Schuler. Fed into the near corner, but no one was there for the Falcons. Indiana let it swing all the way across. Slap shot right across the face of McCaskey. Another centering shot, and he falls on top of it, throwing the glove onto the ice to stop play again. And it feels like deja vu all over again, Garrett.
Yeah, and as we get a break here, Sam, we're going to take a look at the recap from last night's action. Indiana with a 5-2 victory, outscoring Bowling Green in each period, except the third when they each got 2, but it was really an offensive onslaught from Indiana.
Yeah, we do have to mention that 2 goals were waved off for some confusing reasons. Here's Indiana on a drive, a quick pass over toward Krumzik, who takes a spill, to Cesarski, feeding it into the corner. Krumzik gets stood up, leaves it for teammate Kenyon. Cade Kenyon had a 5-game point streak until it was interrupted last night. He somehow did not get onto the score sheet, but that's mainly because 2 goals were waved off. A long stride that's paddled away by Lapata. He had men in front of him blocking his line of sight. Near corner to Minor, one of those transfers in through the midway of the season. Another shot right in front. Cruz gets pushed away. A stick lift solves the problem. Cesarski slap shot goes into a body and slides back toward the ice.
Good job by Skis to keep that puck in the zone as Indiana's still battling for it with Cruz.
Grant Minor transferring in from the Florida Eels of the USPHL. Falcons trying to play with it out of their own zone. Finally, there's Rudo pushing the puck free. Kicked away by Goodfellow, and both sides will get fresh legs. We're halfway through this first frame, and we are still tied at 1 tally apiece. McDonald weaving through traffic, works the high slot, feeds a teammate. Chambers on the backside. His wrister goes straight into the glove of Lapata to stop play at 9:56 in the first. Garrett, you talked about that recap from last night. One thing that really stood out to everybody on the bus ride to this rink this afternoon is how many shots Indiana put up. 66 shots by one count. Our count was 69, so 6 dozen, half the other, I suppose.
Yeah, either way, we know for sure it was in the 60s, and they got over 20 in each period.
The record for this team in this calendar year is 75 against the Xavier Musketeers, who, to their credit, are down about 7 skaters due to COVID and due to other reasons about that program. And they have only one netminder, a freshman, who had to play the entire game despite giving up 10 goals. So you really have to understand they're down a man in every sense constantly.
Yeah, that was brutal to watch. And Tommy McDonald trying to call for the puck, crossing the zone right there, but he was just a bit offside.
I like what you did there, Garrett. Major league. Here's McDonald, speaking of which, working around using his body to shield the puck, making a one-man caravan of himself. Still shielding the puck. A shot right in front of the cage. Kissel couldn't get it to go. Pulled free by Wood. He waits for teammates, and McDonald lunging at a man trying to make a hit unsuccessfully. 9:09 to go in the first. 1-1 the score. Kissel finds the puck at his stick in the high slot. McDonald checks a man with his shoulder and now throws a body into the near corner. That is Messinger getting stood up. Played forward toward Dubendorfer. And Indiana earns possession by virtue of just being in the right spot as the Falcons got a change.
McDonald's hurt as he goes to the bench. He was holding his knee and stayed down momentarily.
Indiana is also without the services of Jack Null, Barrett McDaniel, and a few other skaters that we will talk about later in this broadcast. Null, really important. He's one of those veteran skaters that's a second-line guy, a third-line guy that will put the puck in the net and will pass it well. He's also willing to get physical, and he's a big value guy, especially in contests like these that are league matches and where you have to get 3 points.
Yeah, no question. He's a spark plug glue guy all around. They're going to feel the absence of Jack Null tonight.
I think he also makes the bus rides a little bit more enjoyable. Here's Alex Shabazz. His shot goes straight into the belly of Lapata, who swallows it, and now we got some pushing and shoving as Cesarski got tangled up in some incidental contact right in front of the cage. So no harm, no foul. 8:09 to go here in the opening frame of the second game.
Well, talking about the bus ride, Sam, we've yet to see what tonight's going to be like, but on the way here, Tilo was providing a lot of the entertainment.
Well, it's no secret around the locker room that Di Lorenzo's favorite restaurant is Chili's. We'll have to see if he's able to make a Chili's run before the bus pulls away back home.
I haven't seen a man as happy as when we were on the way home from, I believe it was Xavier, and I explained to him that, yes, there is indeed a Chili's in Bloomington.
Boy, he was thrilled about that. Indiana wins the face-off on the attacking third. A feed right in front of the cage. McKay lunged and couldn't put the puck in the net. To the near side corner, pushed away by Cass. It wobbles just over his shoulder, and Cesarski cleans up the trash in his own zone. So we're under 8 to play here in the first tie ball game. Not much possession as everybody's poking and whacking at it. Indiana still unable to clear their own blue line. Cesarski absorbs a hit. Tilo knocks the puck free into the end zone again. Here's Schuler pushing it to a slap shot from the point. Another feed right in front, and Bowling Green has broken the deadlock. The captain, Adam Birchslap, using the full length of his stick and body, going on to one knee and lunging at the puck, gets his 11th of the season. 7:28 to go here in the first. 2-1 the score. The Falcons back on top here at home.
Yeah, we've seen the rebounds by Indiana. Really the only goals they've given up have been off rebounds these past few weeks, and we see another one right there.
Well, we talked about the standings in the Tri-State Collegiate Hockey League. Indiana standing at second with a 9-1-3-0 record. That's 10-3. The TSCHL does count regulation and overtime wins and losses a little bit differently. That's what the discrepancy is. So in all reality, 10-3-0 in league play for Indiana. And for the Falcons, they are 2-9-0. Under 7 to play. Nobody wants possession, it seems, in neutral ice. Rudo gets it stolen away by Krumzik. 10-on-10 violence right at the blue line. Krusch yanks it away, feeds it in front, and it's kicked off a leg. Back toward Krusch on the rebound. His shot from a sharp angle bounces off the top of the Bowling Green skater and wobbles into the glove of Lapata. And now it's Krusch who's being punched from behind. Trent Gray had enough guff from Krusch, it seemed, and threw a few elbows and a forearm shiver, Garrett. And finally, cooler heads prevail on the far side.
Yeah, we've seen Vlad get under the skin of opponents a few times this year because he just stays down by the goal line and just starts moving bodies. That's what he does, and we're getting some Migos, some Migos in the music here. Sam's feeling it a little bit.
Well, Garrett, we got to get the feet moving a little bit.
Ric Flair drip.
Face-off one to the glove side. A sharp shovel right in front of the cage, and now the whistle's been blown. The referee on the near side lost his sight line on the puck, and Garrett, that's one of the reasons we believe that a goal was waved off last night. The referee just was in a bad spot, bad angle to see the play, and had to blow the whistle because he assumed the goaltender had found it.
The other goal that got waved off last night, we were told by Coach Weiss that the net was off its borings.
Debatable, but we'll have to take everybody at their word. Indiana pulling the face-off away in their own zone. Messinger feeds near side to Dubendorfer in the slot. Shovel shot backhand is of no trouble for McCaskey. Near side, Chambers pokes at it, and it's Jeremy who, lunging, can't get a play on it. Goodfellow into the near corner. Toward McDonald, it goes past his stick as the Falcons change D-men. 6 and change to go here in the first. Indiana down by 1. McDonald, a shot over the bar and still in play on the far side. Rims around, Dubendorfer sonks at it at his own blue line, and finally moving it on to the near glass toward Horvath. Horvath had some big hits and a goal last night.
McDonald trying to leak out into the offensive zone. He was calling for that puck.
Timmons tried to quarterback the offense, but instead his pass sails wide. Feeding it forward again across the blue line. McDonald touches up skillfully. A real heads-up play by him, but it sails all the way across. McCaskey raising his glove hand into the air and asking for icing, which he does receive. 5:24 to go here in the first period. 2-1, the Falcons on top of Indiana.
And for those of you at home, here's a look at the complete TSCHL standings. Indiana pretty solid in the second spot. With a win today, they would definitely remain there over Michigan, and Bowling Green near the bottom, but they're still playing for something.
Face off to the near side dot of Lapata, won by the Falcons. Emerging with it is Ferry. He cruises over to the high slot, pushing to Nitschke. Nitschke was ejected last night after a hard hit from behind. He received a 5 in a game. Sarnowski lining a shot up through traffic. McCaskey pokes at it with his leg and it wobbles away. Horvath again behind the cage. No one able to finish the job. Sarnowski does a belly flop onto the ice, but it results in an odd man rush. Here's Shabazz feeding toward Brandenburg, who's already got one to his name. He can't hold on to it. It wobbles over the blade of his stick. Into the air, Cass scoops it away like a shortstop, and it's thrust into the far corner. 4:44 to go here in the first. 2-1 the score. Indiana trailing to the Falcons. Knocked up against the glass on the far side. Brandenburg ends up on top of one Falcon. Shabazz circling around the slot. His shot goes off the glove and still in play. Flung into the air, and it bounces rolling end over end into the far side. So the Falcons will get fresh legs on with 4:20 to go here in the first frame. Barnett skating in that number 26 sweater. We didn't expect to see him in the lineup until we had some of those last-minute changes with McDaniel and Null. McDaniel did play last night as his homecoming back at his high school rink. Here's DiLorenzo trying to slide through traffic. It's poked up into the air. McKay watches it bobble down onto his stick blade. Chambers thinks about a shot through traffic. A centering pass gloved by LaPata to snuff out the flame, putting the danger in his glove. 3:49 to go here in the first frame. Garrett, Indiana still trailing. And last night it was a much different story, 2-0 after 20.
Yeah, the lineup got shaken up a little bit for today's game, but I think part of that is we actually found out Indiana will be in action tomorrow as well, so they're trying to rest some of the older players for sure.
Yes, that Dayton game that got canceled ended up being rescheduled for tomorrow night at 5:30 p.m. from our neck of the woods, Garrett, back at the Carmel Ice Stadium north of Indianapolis. We'll try and figure out a broadcast as the time comes. Here's Maselli circling around in the near corner. Goodfellow pushed around to D'Lo. He's behind the cage thinking about a shot. A one-timer right in front, knocked away. McKay finds the rebound, then it's bound onto the ice. He's on his backside hard, slow to get up, and the Falcons emerge with the puck on a rush. Flicked all the way across for icing, and the whistle blown with 3 and change to go here in period number 1. LaPata has had his chances and has had his work cut out for him, Garrett.
He has, no question. He's looked pretty solid so far. Done a good job limiting rebounds, something that cost Indiana earlier in the period, and Bowling Green on top because of it.
LaPata, last time he was between the pipes for the Falcons, picked up 2 wins way up north at Lake Superior State. Falcons win the draw in their own zone, and it's pushed free into the near side corner. Charging onto it is Fallon in his first start this season. Chunked up against the boards, and Kenyon whacks the puck all the way across. Icing waved off. We are under 3 to play.
Man, the linesman got up right there. Got the bunnies.
Some serious hops. Doesn't look like he's got Air Jordans on, but we'll check afterward. Here's Schutte back skating across the center line. Puck soaring through the sky. Finally gloved down by Timmons. Feeds Fallon at his own blue line, and Sarnowski punches it in. McCaskey working a lot like those D1 goaltenders we saw in the first game, Garrett, who were not afraid in the slightest to come out of the crease and make a play on the puck, acting like a sweeper keeper in soccer. Rudo tried a Michigan wraparound but was unsuccessful. Feeding backside, one-timer, high over the glass. Fallon shovels it to the near side, and finally to Timmons, who carries the puck out of trouble. 9-iron lifted over toward McDonald over the blue line, and the linesman didn't like the positioning of everyone on that play and decides to blow it dead. With about 120 seconds to go here in the opening frame.
Jack Kissel caught offside right there, but as you take a look, he did extend his point streak to 12 games last night, and over that stretch he has 8 goals and 13 assists.
Yeah, Jack Kissel, the junior from New York, was interviewed by you, Garrett, earlier this week, and we're talking about their favorite songs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he said he had a song in mind when I asked him about his favorite karaoke song, but he forgot it during the interview, which, you know, sometimes the thoughts just leave your head. But then he said the boys were bumping Push and P a lot recently by Gunna, so he went with that.
Well, 12-game point streaks are definitely Push and P for Indiana this season. Puck won by the Falcons. Spinning around in the attacking third is Wood. He's dispossessed along the far side, and it's chunked high into the air and soaring into the stands that have now been emptied out and void of any fans on the far side. 1:47 to go here in the first. 2-1, Falcons on top.
It's important for Indiana to try to get an opportunity here in this last minute 45. Even if they can't capitalize, they got to gain some momentum somehow.
McCaskey this season, a save percentage of .889. A goals allowed average of .532. He had a couple tough outings earlier this season.
One of them came against Miami of Ohio, if I believe, and, you know, they're just a juggernaut. I don't blame him for that one bit.
Miami, without a doubt, a wagon this season. We mentioned they've already wrapped up the regular season title. He's DiLorenzo on a rush. His shot gets deflected into the air and around the legs of the referee on the near side. Jeremy one-timer into the legs. LaPata flops down on top of it to stop play with 69 seconds to go in the frame.
Man, Jeremy let a screamer go, and LaPata able to absorb that puck and cover, avoiding the rebound as we touched on earlier.
Well, Will Jeremy acted as a one-man wrecking crew last night with 200-foot rushes just about every other possession for Indiana. A lot of back and forths, it seemed. Just over 60 ticks left to go in the first period. And Indiana trying to fish it out of their own end zone. Flicked free to Chambers on the near side. He absorbs a hit, but is successful in clearing that line. Falcons have to retreat, and we're under a minute to go. Quarterbacking the offense is Goodfellow on the near side. His pass is errant and goes to a Falcon stick instead. Horvath giving chase, shadowing Chambers in the near corner. Finally lays the body, and the puck goes over toward the far point. Deflection right in front. McCaskey didn't have a good line of sight on it, but it wobbles free instead. Goodfellow throwing his shoulder into Ferry. Over toward Horvath for the Falcons, but it pops off of his stick. Here's Jeremy on a rush. Leaves it for a teammate. That's Kissel. Shot from behind. He's dragged down. No call, and now there is a call from the referee way back on our side of the play. And it looks like it'll be a slash. So heading to the box is the sophomore right winger, Cole Ferry. Has 22 penalty minutes this season and will hop in there for the remainder of this frame should his sentence be commuted.
Kissel was getting on the back official for that no call right there, and it was actually the official on the far side that came in and made the call late after Kissel got slashed down.
This season, Indiana with an extra man, just under 28%, and they did have a power play marker last night. Face off with 13 seconds to go in the period. Gets flung all the way across where McCaskey stands up out of the paint. Kenyon throwing the puck all the way to the near side. Cesarski slap shot on with 3 seconds. Is no trouble at all for Lapata, and that's how the first period comes to a close. After 20 hard-fought minutes between the Falcons and the Cream and Crimson, it's 2-1. Bowling Green on top. Garrett, any final thoughts before we send it to a break?
Indiana came out a little slow in this one. There's no question about that, but also these guys haven't played with each other very often this year. In fact, we have a couple newcomers into the lineup with Fallon and Barnett making his second start, but you know, it wasn't too bad. There's just some simple things they got to work on before period number 2, and I think they'll be all right.
Well, the lineup was shuffled around like a deck of cards, and I've seen some card games going on the back of the bus. We'll have to see what they opt for this time around, but nonetheless, the Zamboni backing onto the ice and telling the players to skedaddle. We'll take a quick break as well. 2-1 after the first period. We'll be back for the second, where G will be on the play-by-play. This is Club Ice Hockey at Indiana University on the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network.
back for the start of period number 2 here at Bowling Green, Ohio. And Indiana trailing 2-1 early against the Falcons after a win last night. And I'm Garrett Drake on the play-by-play. Sam Weixler will be joining me momentarily on the color. In the first period, we saw a flurry of shots from Bowling Green. The roles kind of reversed last night, and goaltender Brendan McCaskey for Indiana got tested early.
Yeah, McCaskey had his work cut out for him thus far. He's not got a lot of experience, and getting loose, I think, was part of the battle, just seeing the puck and getting used to the sight lines in this new rink.
Indiana will start this period on the man advantage. Bowling Green has yet to send their player to the box, but there's still 1:47 remaining, and Cole Ferry will have to return to the sin bin.
Garrett, shots on goal in the first, 17-5 in favor of Indiana. A stark contrast from the 28 or 29 they put up in the first frame of last night's action.
It's crazy how efficient Bowling Green is with their ability to score on so little shots. We saw that same thing happen yesterday as well. Cesarski leaves the puck off for the senior Cade Kenyon, zooming his way into the attacking zone. Kenyon all the way to the net. Thought he got tripped up a little bit, and now the puck back for Jack Kissel.
Delayed call. Here comes McCaskey to the bench.
And the touch up is made by Bowling Green, so Indiana going to the 5-on-3 now. As they're going to hit Trent Gray with a trip. Indiana has not had many 5-on-3 opportunities this season, but when they've gotten them, they've been effective. Matt McKay will take the draw on the far circle, and Indiana able to keep the puck in the zone. It looks like we're going to have to redo the face-off here, and they're calling a penalty on Jack Kissel for, it looked like interference. The official put his arms up in the X formation. So now the face-off will come all the way down to the other end and put the pressure on Brendan McCaskey.
Well, back to a one-man advantage. This time it's a 4-on-3, Garrett.
McKay able to win the draw. Cesarski flips it to the far side to be taken near the blue line by Tommy McDonald, and he goes zooming into the neutral zone past center ice. McDonald working his way in on the near corner, leaves it alone. And now McKay gives it back to Tommy McDonald. The puck being moved around very quickly by Indiana. Now they give it away. That one will sail all the way down. Official waves off icing as it hit off the boards on the far side before crossing the center line. Cesarski leaves it off for Kenyon, who tries to catch up to it, but a good job hitting that one onto the other end by Sarnowski. Here comes Bowling Green the other way, sweeping in, and a big hit by Kenyon against the boards right there. That was Cameron Horvath getting sent in.
Garrett, so much open ice now with this 4-on-3, and it'll be a decently sized 4-on-3, 45 seconds or more.
That one left off and taken by DiLorenzo behind the net. He goes swooping around, gets knocked at by Horvath, excuse me. And the puck goes back to neutral ice. Bowling Green trying to get into the zone here. Sarnowski flips one on, and it's gloved down by McCaskey, but no whistle from the official. They play on.
Garrett, I think you were thinking of the kicker in the NFL, Kai Horvath, is that right?
Yeah, I think so. Former Washington Commander. Isn't that right, Sam?
Commander football team, organization of many names and for many reasons.
Krusch flips that one up into the neutral zone, and DiLorenzo's going to catch up to it. He's got a chance here. He shoots, and a good blocker save made by Lapida right there as he got it with the heel. Jeremy flips one on. Lapida, the puck is still loose. It's on the other side of the net. And finally, Sarnowski able to get the puck out of there from one knee. That puck goes flying off the boards and into the Indiana zone. It's kept in at the blue line by Bowling Green. They send a shot on. We're back to 5-on-5 now as Indiana unable to capitalize on the man advantage. And McCaskey will glove that one. 17-12 to go in period number 2. Indiana still trailing by a goal.
Well, Indiana will have to dig deep and pull themselves up by their bootstraps and lace the boots up a little bit tighter to overcome this deficit. It looks like both teams a little bit sluggish out of the gates in this middle frame.
No question about that. This has really been a different game in every aspect than what we saw yesterday.
And Indiana's down a skater on the ice. They forgot to send somebody out. Now it's Alex Shabazz taking a leisurely stroll over toward the face-off circle. That's about the 3rd or 4th time this weekend we've seen Indiana missing a man on a little bit of confusion on the lines.
That one sent on net by Gray, but never found its target. Now Shabazz chasing the puck down into the attacking zone. He gets it and goes behind the net now, and Shabazz gets knocked down. Krush leaves one off, and it's deflected away by Lapida. Vladislav Krush was lurking on the doorstep from the slot right there. Here comes Bowling Green the other way. Rudo leaves it off, but the pass was too hot to handle for Shoot. Chambers battling for the puck now behind the net. In the near corner. It's stuck up against the boards, and now Chambers gets the puck out to Shabazz, who flips it up for Krush and drops the puck down to himself and then gets knocked down immediately. Vladislav Krush actually took the luxury of sharpening his own skates in the pro shop here before the game. So he's got fresh blades for this one.
That reminds me, Garrett, I still have to get mine sharpened. They took a few nicks and scratches when I was pond hockey playing.
Yeah, that'll do it. That natural ice on the water there.
And the twigs and pieces of wood they got under my stick and skates.
McDonald sends that one on net. It's knocked away by Lapida. He's seen a few shots this period, but none of them have really been high-pressure saves. Barnett gets shoved down from behind, and now McDonald trying to get in on the break here. It's a one-on-one. McDonald gets in, but was unable to get a shot off as Gray pushes him up against the boards. McDonald trying to go for the wraparound now. He's stuck up in the near corner. Kissel plays it again around for Tommy McDonald to grab it there. Cesarski from the blue line flips one on from center ice, and it goes right into the chest of Lapida.
Yeah, Leo Lapata has really done a solid job in between the pipes for Bowling Green tonight, Garrett. He's had plenty of shots to see, just like last night.
This is game number 12 on the season for him. Bowling Green has altered their goaltenders a little bit more than Indiana has, as Sammy Billis has carried most of the workload for the Hoosiers so far. That puck sent in, kept in the zone by DiLorenzo, and that one nearly got past right there, but it was knocked away. Battle for it on the far side. And it's sent in right there by Brennan. Kept in at the blue line by Griffin Timmons and played around. DiLorenzo flips one on that was knocked away at the last second, and now here come the Falcons. Timmons able to thwart that rush. And he tried to find DiLorenzo in the neutral zone, but the puck never reached him. Michelli, good pass off the boards right there for D'Lo, and he leaves it off for Kyle Brennan, who brings the puck in. He flips one on right into the chest of Lapata.
Well, Garrett, you and I have talked off air about how important this weekend is for Indiana as far as the TSCHL standings go. And looking right there, Indiana on the doorstep, but still a ways away from Miami. Bowling Green struggling. They've had a down year, all things considered, Garrett.
Especially for a school with a D1 program. You don't see the D2 program at that school struggle like Bowling Green has this year, but Indiana has also had an exceptional season, so it's kind of tough to compare other teams in the T to Indiana.
Apples and oranges.
Offenbach goes in, and that one nearly found the back of the net. Lapata, and now pushing and shoving going on in the crease. Bodies hit the deck.
Oh boy, Garrett.
Now Shabazz getting punched on the ground behind the net.
Garrett, we could be seeing a DQ. That was a full-on fist fight behind the cage.
And Shabby's not done yet as he gets dragged down in a chokehold, and the official brings a man down.
It's WWE back there, Garrett. My goodness.
This is not the first time we've seen Shabby go WWE mode this year.
Well, the first time in my recollection was the preseason game against that Chicago Cougars junior team, where he did take a beating from one junior player. And Garrett, as we suspected, that's Harrison Hall being let off in handcuffs, and his night is over.
I'm not sure what's going to happen to Shabby here. I think they're going to put him in the box maybe for 4. We'll have to see.
Well, if he's not ejected, I think that counts as a win for him.
They might hit him with the double minor.
Because the man in the red corner, or the blue corner, if you will, Harrison Hall, was led away. And Shabazz will only take a seat for maybe 4, maybe 5 minutes.
But Bowling Green will still have to have somebody come to the box to serve that penalty, as Harrison Hall was sent off.
Harrison Hall, not normally a guy that visits the penalty box. Only had 2 penalty minutes coming into this series. And now we may have trouble in paradise, Garrett.
I think Shabby might be done as well. He is getting sent off.
Well, you win some, you lose some. And this evening, Alex Shabazz earned his keep.
I mean, I don't really understand the double ejection right there. I know technically they fought, but Shabby he got shoved down behind the net, and then Hall just started wailing on his face. I don't know what else you're supposed to do in that situation.
Well, in college hockey, everybody's got a full shield, but against that junior hockey team, the Chicago Cougars, some of those fellas only had a half shield, playing like they were Alex Ovechkin with the dark tints on their visors as well. And Shabazz was getting pummeled, and the guy was just punching straight into his metal cage like punching a fence along the side of your house. And Shabazz was able to get a few licks in to the kid's open face. But in this situation, everybody's just smacking against the iron.
That's self-inflicted damage right there, and Shabby.
Double nickel up on the board, Garrett.
Shabby still has all his chiclets, fortunately, because of the face guard, and they gave a 5-minute penalty to both players, and serving it will be Connor Fallon for Indiana. So a 5-minute game misconduct for Shabazz and Harrison Hall. We're going to have 4-on-4 hockey for the next 5. Bowling Green wins the draw. In on the rush, this is Wood. He flips one on, and McCaskey is able to stop it. Man, that was a crazy sequence of events right there.
Well, you got to come prepared when you play league games. Important times like this and late in the season. And Bowling Green, to their credit, are still fiercely fighting for a spot in the tournament. Nobody's guaranteed a spot in the playoffs this season with the North and South divisions. Only the top 4 out of 5.
And McDonald's going to get a breakaway here. He shoots one and he scores! Tommy McDonald on a beautiful pass. I believe that was Jeremy who sent the puck up the ice, and McDonald has been trying to leak through the whole game, and he gets through right there.
Yeah, a screamer of a pass, tape to tape. And Tommy McDonald, who does lead the team in penalty minutes, keeps himself out of the box and puts it in the back of the net with a beautiful wrister.
Indiana strikes on the 4-on-4 to tie things at 2 with 13:42 to go. And Bowling Green just completely lost track of Tommy McDonald on the back check right there. Indiana controls the face-off from center ice, and stabbing at the puck is Goodfellow. And it's pitchforked in behind the net to be played by Cade Kenyon. That puck goes up into the stomach area of Rudo, and he's able to glove it down. Now we've got a rolling puck into the other end. Rudo brings it. A good play there by Chambers to poke that one away.
He went down onto one knee and stopped the pass.
Now Rudo gets it back. Again guarded closely by Chambers, whacking at the stick. McCaskey paddles that one away. And into the near corner, Goodfellow leaves it behind the net for Chambers. Chambers puts on the brakes. Finds Goodfellow again, who again tried a bank pass, but that one was taken away by Trent Gray. Michelli takes a big hit right there on the shoulder by Rudo.
Michelli is small in stature, but he really is able to absorb hits quite well. He's a tough guy.
That one still loose in the crease, and the goal comes off. This one's not going to count, as Griffin Timmons made contact with Lapata as well.
Lapata was standing in between the pipes and had everybody and their brother coming down the train tracks right in his face.
12:22 to go in period number 2. It is 2-2, and we've got 4-on-4 hockey for the next 3:28. Indiana controls the face-off in the offensive zone, and Michelli dumps it in. Really no opportunity to make anything happen there. Now he tries to find McKay, who gets in behind the net. He wins the battle. The puck is kept in the zone by Brennan. McKay, spinorama, puts on the brakes. Working in towards the face-off circle, and now at the dot, the puck is grabbed by Michelli. Michelli kicks it to Brennan, who sends one on, but it was blocked right in front. Brennan gets it back and he scores! Kyle Brennan has netted his second of the season, and Indiana goes up 3-2. 2 goals on the 4-on-4.
That open ice really makes the difference for Indiana. We see them back at the Frank in a small arena, a small barn, and a small sheet of ice. It's not wide enough, and it's sure not long enough. About 15 feet shorter than it should be, which really collapses plays and forces Indiana to get creative with the space. And when they open things up, it's like their blinders are taken off of the horse, and they've got all this extra space to work with.
Matt McKay did a great job on that possession, keeping the puck in the zone and moving it around, and he found Kyle Brennan, and he did not miss on the wrister. McDonald weaving his way through, leaves it for Jeremy. Jeremy sends one on. McDonald tried to deflect it, but it bounced off of Lapata. McDonald sends one on that never reached the net, and now he's pushing Gray along the boards. Gray whacks at McDonald's shins as the puck is kept in by Indiana. Both teams definitely do not like each other. That's one thing we found out over these past couple days.
Garrett, all this extra space, and both sides are really playing like the clips we saw of the NHL All-Star game on the bus ride up. Lots of passing and guys keeping their eyes up a little bit more.
Offenbach unable to catch up to that one as it was sent back in the neutral zone and dumped in by Cesarski as he heads to the bench. New D grouping on the ice for Indiana. DiLorenzo on the far side. Offenbach took a bit of a spill on the near boards, but he gets up. Goodfellow has that one blocked out in front by Trent Gray. And now Offenbach chases the puck down in the far corner. That puck is kicked out. Sprawling to kick that one was Dirkmott. DiLorenzo flips it up. Goodfellow sent one that went over the crossbar. Chambers took a big lick right there. He appears to be okay, as Goodfellow will have to chase this one down behind McCaskey.
Boy, that was a violent collision. Those boards did not have nearly as much give as we expected.
DiLorenzo bringing the puck through the neutral zone. He's going to take it into the attacking zone himself. He tried leaving one off for Kenyon. Kenyon with the backhand from his knees. Nearly found pay dirt, but it was gloved down by Lapata. With 9:48 remaining and only 54 more seconds remaining until we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Kenyon looked like that looked like the Alex Ovechkin shot right there when he was falling down and put the stick behind his head.
It definitely did. Shades of Ovi, which, by the way, is the favorite player of Vladislav Krush, a fellow Russian native. He was very disappointed Ovi wasn't in the NHL All-Star game or the skills competition.
Indiana wins the draw. Timmons flips one on. That was hit away with the waffle board by Lapata. Brennan gets the puck back out. A slapper on by Kissel. Kenyon fighting for it in the crease. He gets sandwiched by 3 people. We got a delayed call. And now Indiana is going to go back to a 4-on-3 here. It'll be a 4-on-3 for 30 seconds. And then it'll go back to 5-on-4. Indiana will still be on the power play.
Well, we don't have eyes on Shabby or Harrison Hall. Looks like they're taking their sweet time with the showers.
Shabby might have some time to get some homework done if he has any.
Well, he's also a fantastic graphics editor and social media wizard.
McKay wins the face-off, and the puck is kept in by Cesarski, working his way towards center ice. McKay on the near dot, trying to find a passing lane. He leaves it off for McDonald. McKay sends one on. It's deflected out in front by Kenyon. The puck is still loose, and now it goes back into the Indiana zone.
10 seconds before everybody vacates the box.
Indiana will then go to a 5-on-4 power play when that happens. McDonald stops. Both players leave the box. 5-on-4 hockey now. McKay trying to get through a couple defenders on the near side. They're able to get the puck away and clear it all the way down to McCaskey.
Indiana managed 2 goals during that 4-on-4 set before those major penalties expired.
Jeremy swooping in, now puts on the brakes. He gets it back, cross-court pass. Cross ice finds DiLorenzo, trying to stuff it through. Lapata is on the ground, and now there's a player on top of D'Lo, pushing and shoving continues.
And Tommy McDonald jumps in trying to pull bodies off. And some more swinging and yelling. There's a war of words, it seems. Vladislav Krush having his stick held by the referee.
Krush was trying to go at it with Sarnowski right there. He wanted a piece of him.
You know, usually it's Vladislav Krush who is the level-headed guy when things calm down. And he's a senior on this team, a 5th-year guy from Moscow. Usually the one who's quite mature and realizing that if you get ejected, you can't exactly score goals.
And D'Lo's going to have to go to the box here as he's going to get hit with a roughing after the play. And that eliminates the man advantage. Indiana will then be down a man in 56 seconds.
Well, Indiana benefited from all the extra space on the ice the first time. We'll see if they can repeat that and maybe put another 2 tucks in.
Trent Gray getting in the face of Tommy McDonald on the near side. They're going to have to be separated.
Tommy's restraining himself, which he's getting some words of wisdom from Coach Weiss on the bench. Weiss has to be pleased that McDonald is staying out of trouble and making things happen in the offensive third.
This is definitely the most beef we've seen between 2 teams in a series in quite some time. A lot of penalties. The box has been filling up quick. Behind the net, Ferry trying to find a lane. He sends it back up towards the blue line. Gray flips one on that's blockered away by McCaskey. Now Timmons, a nifty move to get free right there, as he was able to avoid Cole Ferry, and he'll stop behind the net and let everybody get set up. 25 seconds left on the 4-on-4, and then Bowling Green will go on a power play. On the far side, Tommy McDonald, cross ice pass, finds Connor Fallon, and that one was deflected by Jeremy and goes all the way back into the Bowling Green zone. And we're now going to go to a Bowling Green power play here with 7:23 to go in period number 2. They'll be on the man advantage for a minute. Indiana's PK has been exceptional this season. This is their first time being down a man today. Brandenburg chips that one up, and now it's played back to wind some more time off of this penalty. Chambers, again, able to avoid a big hit. That would have been the second one he took this period. Brandenburg plays it up the boards. He's going to have a chance to catch up to this one. It's a 2-on-1. Brandenburg shoots, and it's slapped away by Gray, and now a shot by Offenbach nearly found pay dirt as it was shouldered away by Lapata.
That net is still off its moorings on the far side. I'm surprised the whistle didn't get blown, Garrett.
Yeah, it looks like there might just be a pile of snow next to the pole that makes it appear that way, and Offenbach gets laid out into the boards, and he is slow to get up. That was Tanner Smith putting the boom on him, and now only 3 seconds remain on the power play for Bowling Green.
Offie takes a beating every single time he puts that sweater on and laces the skates up. He's one of the more tough, he's a tough customer, Garrett. He's had some wrist things, little hip pointer maybe here and there. And he gets back up every single time. Garrett, it's also worth mentioning there's plenty of people in the YouTube comment section tonight that are cheering on Will Kicker and dismayed at his absence.
He always brings a certain kind of boost to the team. He also scored a goal in the game last night. As the power play is over, we're back to even strength.
Well, now Indiana on the power play, Garrett. They finally put a penalty up on the board.
I guess on that previous play, they called one on Tanner Smith for the hit on Offenbach. I didn't see the official put his arm up for that one, but it was a big hit. So Indiana on the man advantage now. Krush playing through the neutral zone. A defender slips, and Krush able to weave past him. Vlad works his way in, starts to stuff one through, but Lapata able to cover with the glove. .5:52 to go in period number 2. Indiana leading 3-2. And they scored 2 goals after Shabazz was sent off. And they had a 5-minute 4-on-4.
Wasn't quite a Donnybrook, more of a do-to-do.
Harrison Hall was the guilty party for Bowling Green after him and Shabby got into it. McKay working his way through. He leaves it on the far side. Kissel on the one-timer attempt, but it went wide.
Garrett, I think that far post on the Bowling Green net is still a little bit off the goal line.
The officials have yet to notice, or maybe it's just our vantage point. McKay throws on the brakes at the near dot. Sends it to the middle. Kenyon leaves it off for Cesarski. They play pitch and catch with each other. Kenyon tried centering one, and the puck is still loose, and what a play by Lapata to grab that one. He was sprawled out and just able to get his glove on it. That rolling puck was heading straight for the back of the net.
Boy, oh boy, Garrett, a rolling puck and a rolling netminder. He did a little barrel roll in his own crease, spinning around quickly from his knees onto his backside and then back onto all fours again. That's some acrobatic action.
Bowling Green wins the draw. Indiana unable to keep the puck in right there. DiLorenzo leaving it back. Now Jeremy working his way up the ice. Jeremy gets all the way in. Tried to go to the backhand, but the puck was knocked away. That one deflected high off the glass, and Indiana's not going to have much time on the power play left. The clock currently stands at 15 seconds. Michelli working his way into the zone. He gets knocked off the puck by Gray. Now gets it back. 5 seconds left on the power play for Indiana. They got to get a shot off. Goodfellow sends one in. Cruz's stick got tangled up, and that'll do it. Bowling Green able to kill that one off. 4 minutes and 10 seconds to go in period number 2 from Bowling Green, Ohio. Michelli on the far side. Gets the puck knocked off his stick. Timmons will retreat, and now cross-ice pass finds Brennan. Kyle Brennan avoids a check. And now the rolling puck grabbed by Griffin Timmons. They find Offenbach, who works his way into the zone. McDonald found his way in. The puck finds Offenbach again. He lets one go. It's still loose. Timmons able to go behind the net. He blows a tire, trying to get to the near side. It's wrapped all the way around the boards and kept in by Brennan. Nope, he was unable to keep it in. With 3.5 to go in the period. Offenbach dangling his way into the zone.
Offie did well to sidestep that ginormous hit that was headed right for him.
Well, Tanner Smith was the one who laid the hit on him earlier that drew the penalty, and he nearly got another one on Offenbach.
Well, Garrett, I know while you're doing the play-by-play, you're not quite as preoccupied as I am with the tech side, but the YouTube comment section is quite upset about Will Kicker's lack of action this evening.
If you're watching Will, we miss you, buddy. Hope you're having a good night. We appreciate the support as always, as that'll be an icing with 3:02 to go. Big face-off for Indiana right here, trying to take advantage of the offensive zone. That one flipped on by Fallon, but it goes wide and bounces off the boards behind the net. And that puck flipped up out of play. That was close to a penalty.
Garrett, I'm a little bit bummed selfishly that somebody already chased down that loose puck because the pro shop closed without us able to go get a souvenir puck.
Yeah, I don't know if the pucks that they're using are Bowling Green ones or not. They might just be plain generic pucks, but
we still need to figure out how to get IU pucks.
No question about that. We've got the stickers, but that's pretty much it.
Those jerseys sold like hotcakes over the past week. A lot of people liking the big hockey sweaters with the Indiana script on them.
Yeah, and by the way, if you haven't purchased one yet, Indiana hockey jerseys are now for sale in the crimson color that they're wearing today and the white jerseys as well with the generic IU logo on it versus the script. Both are available for a purchase on the Hockey at IU social media. That puck sent all the way down behind McCaskey, and Indiana will go to work with 2:13 to go. No penalties on the board right now.
Which is saying something, Garrett.
That puck finds the crease. Krusch battling for it after Kenyon sent the puck in. And we're going to get a stoppage with 2:01 to go. Tommy Krumsick wins the draw. The puck is flipped in by Chambers, and it goes to the far side. Krusch pushing his man down. That was a big hit on Luke Schuler right there to win possession. Kenyon flips one on. It was knocked away, and Krusch had a chance at it. Chambers. Kenyon sends one on into a swarm of bodies, and it never found the net. Working the puck around and trying to find Krumsick, but he's knocked off. Krusch with the wraparound. He tried to stuff it in, but the net came off its borings once again.
See, Garrett, I told you it looks like it's a little loose back there.
The referees will now try to adjust it. Now it looks like the goalposts are actually on the line.
Garrett, as it stands right now, shots on goal 31 for Indiana, 17 for the Falcons in this middle frame.
Indiana hasn't quite gotten as many shots as they did yesterday, but you figure Bowling Green was going to make some adjustments coming into this one. McDonald nearly gets sent into his own bench right there by Luke Schuler, who just took a big hit from Krusch. Schuler, the leading point getter. Here's a shot, Jeremy, that went high over the bar. He slaps at it again, but Gray was able to block that one. Luke Schuler, the leading point getter for Bowling Green, as again Tommy McDonald is hit by Gray. We've seen Trent Gray get aggressive and then score through the 5-hole. Cesarski. Lapata dropped into the butterfly, but Cesarski was able to squeeze the puck through before he could seal the 5-hole.
Boy, that came out of nowhere. One moment the puck was on Cesarski's stick on its end. The next moment it's in the back of the net, and a whole lot of red arms were raised up in the air.
We couldn't even see the puck go into the back of the net from our angle. we had to go off the players' reactions, and Nathan Cesarski able to put Indiana up 4-2.
Garrett, going off the players' reaction, spoken like true American hockey fans.
And that's goal number 10 for Skis on the season, as he got one yesterday as well. DiLorenzo unable to win that battle for the puck, and now bringing it in through the neutral zone is Cameron Horvath. On the near side, a battle for it with Nitschke. And Kyle Brennan is able to gain possession for Indiana. Again, they go jabbing at the puck near the Buffalo Wild Wings digital sign here. No free ad reads. DiLorenzo brings the puck in. He tried to go to the toe drag, and now he gets pushed off the puck. They find Brandenburg on the centering pass, but it was knocked away before the puck could get there. We're down to the final 5 seconds of the period here, and we're going to get a stoppage with 3.1 to go. And Brennan gets, no, that was DiLorenzo again, getting sent into the boards. Cooler heads prevail, and it appears that's all that's going to happen.
Well, Mr. Chili's himself got smacked in the face right behind the cage, Garrett. And he's not thrilled with that result.
Yeah, we've seen the Bowling Green players be very aggressive on finishing their checks after the whistle, which is something that's frowned upon, obviously, but that'll do it for period number 2. Indiana scores 3 goals in the frame, and they're able to take a 4-2 lead heading in to the third. We'll have all the action coming up for you. Sam Weixler will be back on the play-by-play. You're watching Club Ice Hockey at Indiana University on the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network.
We're fast approaching the midnight hour here in Bowling Green, Ohio. After 40 minutes of hard-fought action, it's 4-2 in favor of the visitors. The bus riders from Bloomington. Indiana had a plethora of goals in that middle frame. 2 goals came on a 5-minute major between Alex Shabazz and Harrison Hall. Both were ejected, so it was a coinciding matching major, if you will, that resulted in Indiana finding the back of the net twice. Indiana back in their red sweaters, headed from right to left. McCaskey still in the cage. Fury shovels a pass right in front, and the whistle's been blown. It looks like McCaskey's back leg may have knocked the cage loose again. Garrett, that's the 4th or 5th time we've seen that net specifically to the right side of the ice, the north side, come loose.
And speaking of the net, Sam, shots on goal in this one are currently sitting at 28-10 in favor of Indiana.
In that second period.
Oh, no, for the total game. I couldn't get the second period count, but I thought we had more than that.
Well, we'll have to add it up when we get done. Long bus ride home for us, Garrett.
Yeah, no question.
Speaking of which, we do have to write the post-game report for the website.
Might be an all-nighter tonight, Sam.
Horvath laying chase all the way down the ice by himself in the Indiana end zone. We're underway here, 40 seconds through this final period. McDonald moving with numbers, an odd man rush to Kissel at the right point. Lives it off, a quick one-timer, sails high and wide. Goodfellow flicks it around to Jeremy. Kissel lays it around. Lapata lunging at the puck with the waffle board and pushing it away to Sarnowski, who carries it through traffic. He's in trouble, decides to dump and chase. Falcons get 5 fresh pairs of legs on the ice. Indiana will manage a change when they get the opportunity. Chambers jackknifing around 3 different defensemen. Finally moving into the right circle. Shot on over the bar. Back to Krush on the near side, and the cage gets wiped out. Some incidental contact. Lapata may have kicked at it, and a Bowling Green skater, Sarnowski, may have made contact with the twine on the backside as well.
Yeah, I don't know if these are the same nets that they used in the D1 games, but they look a little older, so maybe these aren't the D1 nets. My money is on no.
Back in, Indiana wins the faceoff, but it's quickly yanked free by Schuler, the team leader in points for Bowling Green. Schuler from Marist High School up in the Chicagoland area. That's the neck of the woods of our cameraman, Ben Stannard. Kenyon, some fierce hand-to-hand combat behind the cage. Lapata moving out of his crease, trying to crane his neck and see. Krush twiddling around with the puck behind the edge of the crease, and it's poked away. Krumzik has to flick it forward, and Indiana now gets a line change. There's Rudo without a stick. He has to lean down and bend over to get his stick back after it was pulled away from him. Krush absorbs a hit and gives a little nudge back to his skater. Flicked off the far boards and rolling around in the center circle for McKay to dipsy-do with it. Rudo dispossesses him on the far side and clears the blue line. Another quick change for the Falcons in this third period, Garrett. A lot of quick rotations.
Yeah, they're buzzing around early, and they're going in for short spurts of time, giving it all they got and going straight to the bench, not wasting any time getting off.
We've played 2.5 here in the third period. 4-2 the score. Indiana on top of Bowling Green here at the Falcons' home. The Madhouse on Mercer. Big hit at the blue line. Indiana clears the zone. Timmons gloves it down to himself, but it's whisked away. Little stutter step by Schutte. And it's over to Smith, who swings a shot in McCaskey's general direction. No problem with it. He lets a defenseman play around with it. McCaskey got beat on the near side. He bit like a horse into a bit, Garrett. I guess that's the technical term. He was sold out on that near side. A rush now the other way. Here's Gray. Gets it pushed away from him, and Timmons cleans up the puck in the near corner. D-to-D pass to Brennan. Keeps his eyes open and threads the pass to Offenbach on the far side. He's at the right circle. Stick handles right in toward the crease. Jam job right in front, and Offenbach gets spun around. He's onto his belly and now back up onto his skates, but he took a hard lick. Puck tied up in the near corner. Brandenburg moves in, lets Offenbach do some of the work for him. Offenbach behind the cage, spins around, a centering pass to Brandenburg off of his stick. McDonald a shot off of traffic and in! Tommy McDonald, the sniper, from the high slot through traffic, extends the Indiana lead. It's 5-2. The Cream and Crimson back on top with a fantastic wrister from McDonald. Tommy gets his 10th of the season with 16-16 left in the third period.
Second of the game for T-Mac right there as well.
Well, we were told by sources close to the club that Tommy McDonald promised his parents he would not get into a fight this evening, and he has done everything other than that. A fantastic evening for him so far. Speaking of McDonald, he threads a pass through to Offenbach, a jam job in front. A second chance by Offie, and it's poked away. Offenbach a little worse for wear, slowly gliding around the slot. Entanglement in the far corner. Offenbach moves in, flicks it to Zarsarski. His shot hits a body and glides out of the zone. Fallon backtracking, threading the pass all the way across the width of the neutral zone. Kissel slides in front of the scorer's table and the benches for the convicted gentlemen. And again, Indiana struggling to set up a sustained attack. Horvath steals the puck all by himself. He needs numbers by himself on the far side. Shot goes past McCaskey, didn't force a save. We've played just about 5 minutes here in the third period. Indiana up 5-2, the exact same score as last night's game finished. Chambers blows a tire right in front of the cage. Nitschke shoots and scores! Chase Nitschke, after getting ejected last night for a hard hit from behind under the boards, cuts the deficit back to 2, and the Falcons are not going down without a fight. 15:07 to go here in the third.
Yeah, that was just an unfortunate break for Indiana right there. Chambers blew a tire right in front of the net, and then it was a wide open shot for Nitschke, and he was able to beat McCaskey pretty easily on that one.
Garrett, I can't tell if they're pumping the fan noise in like the old COVID times, or if that's raw noise from the spectators down below us. Here's Horvath at the center circle, chipped over toward McCaskey, a second chance, poked away. Chambers flicks it free on the boards, but Ferry knocks it back into the end zone. Chambers chasing it down to Nitschke, who passes off to Horvath.
Yeah, I'm going to have to guess that noise was artificial, Sam. It appeared they were using the Boston Bruins goal horn YouTube video.
Good call, Garrett. You got some sharp ears over there. Indiana trying to move it away out of their own zone, but it's Ferry dancing between defensemen. Behind the cage, a centering pass goes over to the stick of Ruda, who can't hold on to it. To Ferry, circling around the left point. Errant pass, slides over, and it's poked free. Here's Jeremy on a one-on-one rush. Sliding across the slot, loses the puck. Nearly loses an edge, a centering pass, but no one was home on the far side, and Tyler Wise easily scoops it up. Flicked forward by Brennan, who's a goal scorer tonight as well. Into the neutral zone, emerging is Schuler. Tries to sidestep Brennan, who loses his edge, and it's fed all the way across to the far side. Sarnowski charging toward that point, but can't keep the puck in the zone. Falcons have to retreat. Michelli trying to steal the puck away, but it's Timmons in the end zone again for Indiana. Garrett, it seems like every time we look down and look at our spotter board down here, it's Indiana fishing it out of their own zone.
Big hit on the boards. Timmons gets sent in there.
Here comes Michelli on the opposite side of the ice this time. In the far end zone, Krusch has a pass that gets deflected and easily over to the stick of Schutte on the far side. He enters the zone with numbers. Feeding it in front, Cesarski pummels him down into the ice with both arms. Big collision, the puck is under someone's knees. Finally, Schutte gets up. No one saw the puck except for Birchlaff, who's got a goal tonight. His wrister goes high and wide, bouncing off the glass. Michelli back skating, trying to clear the blue line, does so successfully. And it's pushed away toward Dirkmatt, who works his own D zone. Sarnowski gets it laid off for him, keeping his eyes up, waiting for a change to occur. Both sides getting new guys out onto the ice. McKay watches it glide under his skate blades, and Chambers playing pitch and catch with Cesarski on the back end. McDonald has himself a breakaway all by himself. Poke check through the legs. McKay a second chance. Opportunity goes over the bar. McKay finds a second rebound again, and a good wrister through traffic. Now to Goodfellow, who feeds down low to DiLorenzo. Whistle blows.
Net came off again, Sam.
My goodness gracious, Garrett. Those are quite loose back there. You'd think the ice was melting right under him.
And the official was thinking about blowing his whistle to stop that for about 20 seconds before he actually did. He wanted to let the play go on a little bit as the net was barely dislodged.
Indiana cedes possession in the attacking third. DiLorenzo moves in, but the puck flicks right off the side of the glass, and head coach Jake Rischel for the Falcons had to duck and quickly move out of the way. And Garrett, we learned through social media that Coach Rischel his first season at the helm, is expecting twin boys. Will play that interesting clip of the gender reveal involving a hockey puck and a slap shot with Coach Rischel when we have a chance. In the meantime, just over 12 to play, 5-3 the score. Indiana whacking it about in the attacking zone. Offenbach, wrister, goes off a body. Second chance by Brandenburg, gets flung over the cage. Offie behind the net again. Pokes it toward Brandenburg. Now to Offenbach again as the puck glances off the glass. Pushed forward by Schutte. He gets tangled up and takes a spill. Goodfellow scoops it up right in front of McCaskey and threaded all the way across to Kissel, whose lunge attempt to free the puck was unsuccessful. So we'll have a face-off on Indiana's neck of the woods with 11.5 to go. While we have a chance, Garrett, let's take a look at that video of Coach Rischel for that big gender reveal. Quite a slap shot motion on dry land. Impressive work from the head coach. After the draw, Chambers curving around his own cage and weaving around, absorbing a hit, and stays on the puck. Kisses it off the glass on the far side and over toward Kissel. Offenbach behind the cage, a feed right over to Kissel, sick, and the puck jumped away from him. Jeremy shot centering right through the paint and all the way over toward the near side. Kissel moving in, lets the puck glance off the edge of his stick to Offenbach at the far side. Offie looking for his options, holds the puck, still working the blue line. Through traffic, backside to Kissel, tried to smack it down to himself, but couldn't get the puck to stop rolling on edge. Brandenburg tries to line up a hit, and it's stolen away by Offenbach. He sidesteps a man into the right circle, still moving around. He blows a tire, and the puck has to be controlled by Timmons, working around this near side circle as the Falcons get a few fresh faces onto the ice. Timmons gains the line on the near side at the half dasher. Cruising around, the shot slides right over toward the paint. We have a delayed call on the ice. Finally touched up. We'll have to see who the whistle was blown on. And it might be Jack Kissel heading to the bench. Penalty box, rather, with 10:24 to go.
Yeah, Kissel was getting into it in the slot with a couple of Bowling Green players. They kept slashing each other, and then to try to free up space, he got hit with a cross check, I believe, and they're not going to let that fly today.
Well, the referees have had to call it pretty tight, and they are using their whistle at their discretion. It's been a physical battle all evening, so Indiana will be at a disadvantage for 2 minutes unless a goal ends up being scored by the Falcons in that time frame. 10 and change to go here in the third, 5-3 the score as Cesarski clears the puck all 200 feet.
Cross-checking is the official call on Kissel, as we just heard from the public address announcer here.
Garrett, it's nice to have a PA shouting the results of each penalty at us.
And goals as well. You get the assists for free.
Halfway through this third period, and 30 seconds have expired off the penalty. Kissel sitting in the box. Horvath lunging at the puck. Backside, Rudo a one-timer. Bouncing through traffic off of a body. Jeremy yanks it away. Now to Nitschke, who lays it off to Horvath. He gets pummeled into the board. Cesarski gives a little cross-check, but play continues. Horvath working that near side goal line. Centering pass right over to McCaskey, who takes it on the shoulder, and it's still out of play.
No stick for Barnett as he heads to the bench. Looks like that one might have snapped.
Half the penalty gone. Falcons re-enter the zone. There's an errant stick laying outside the right circle. Rudo moving around, tries to wrap it, but instead stands up and waits for options. Feeds to Ferry at the blue line, to Rudo at the point. Pitch and catch to Ferry, trying to line up a wrister, instead dumps it off the boards. That stick got in the way again. Here's Horvath moving through traffic. Off the chest protector of McCaskey. He's down on all fours. The puck
Net's off.
Goes back on its edge, and the net comes dislodged again.
For like the 12th time, I'd say.
Well, we'll have to keep a tally of the times the net came dislodged, as well as the shots and hits and face-offs.
At least the net comes off nowadays.
That's right, and at least the net doesn't have a big giant thorn in the middle of it like they did way back in the 60s and 50s. They said it was for stability, although I can't imagine many goaltenders liked having that big V in the middle pointing right back at them with a sharp metal edge.
Yeah, Mark Howe felt the worst of that one time. That's part of the reason they changed the shape of the net. The son of Gordy.
Those two were in an all-star game, if I'm not mistaken, together. It was Gordy's last and Wayne Gretzky's first. The things you learn in intermission when SiriusXM reruns the clips of old broadcasts.
They played together on the Hartford Whalers as well, back when they were playing in the mall.
Play the Brass Bonanza, folks. 8:30 to go here in the third. The penalty has expired, or will momentarily, so Kissel charging back onto the ice as the puck bounces off his chest and over toward the lap of Chambers.
How crazy is that Gordie Howe used to play in a shopping center?
Crazy that anybody played in the shopping center. Over toward Krusch, backside, sonks completely to Kenyon, who finds the rebound. Offenbach to Krusch, a one-timer, kicked away. Back to Kenyon. He wraps around a shot through traffic. Offenbach tries to come around and get it, but the whistle's blown with 8 even remaining on the big board. 5-3 still the score. Indiana in front of the Falcons. And it would be a come-from-behind victory if this standing holds.
Yeah, Indiana just needs a clean 8 minutes right here. They can't afford to take any more penalties and have to go down. We've talked about the 2-goal lead before, Sam, and you have to do everything you can to help yourself.
Garrett, you believe in the broadcaster's jinx, and I've decided to ignore it on Vince Scully's suggestion. But it seems you do have a way with that jinxing. Indiana back to even strength. Puck flies through the air and sailing to the stick of Krusch. He's at the blue line, feeds it forward to Brennan, who charges toward the net and is pushed away from making a play as Lapata slams his leather down onto the ice with 7.5 to go.
We haven't seen as much of Kyle Brennan recently as we did at the beginning of the year, but he's made an impact these past couple games, scoring a goal here today as well.
You know, some of our notes say Kyle Brennan often follows the rebounds, and that's what he's done. He really gets into the action like a lot of the other guys on this Indiana team, and that's what's allowed them to win 10 out of the last 11. Big stand-up shot on the charge toward McCaskey. He this time acts like Lapata and throws his glove onto the ice to stop play.
Yeah, I think McCaskey got snowed a little bit on that one as well. He's got to clean up.
Dusts himself off and shakes out the glove before the draw happens.
That's what we call getting crop dusted right there.
Cesarski finds the puck under his skate blade after the draw. Tries to lift a stick, but instead the Falcons emerge with it. There's Wise at the far point. Throws it to the roulette wheel, but it's stopped halfway across by Cass. Pardon me, that's Barnett. Kissel getting every inch of that stick to work for him. Here's Nitschke driving toward the net again. McCaskey watches the centering pass go right under his nose. Odd man rush for Indiana. Jeremy at the high slot, and an offside has been called. Kissel is living on the far side, and it looks like he may have just gotten a talking to and will get to sit down and cool off for 2 for mouthing off just a tad too much this time.
Yeah, and I don't think he was offsides either, Sam, but you just can't do that, especially if you're not wearing a letter on your jersey there.
Garrett, you took the words right out of my mouth. Well, be that as it may, a power play for the Falcons. 7 ticks under 7 to go here in the third. 5-3 the score. Tie-up won cleanly by the Falcons. They'll try and set up a cycle, but Chambers moves into the near corner to throw the puck free all the way down the ice. And Lapata staying in the paint this time to hold on and let his guys set up an attack. Ferry pushes the puck free, trying to get a 3-man weave going, but another errant pass results in Indiana thrusting the puck all the way across. Horvath dances around as Michelli blows a tire, trying to lay chase to him on the far side of the ice. Smith moving across the BG logo in the center circle. Whacks it off the boards and sends it careening all the way across to the far corner. Michelli nearly goes onto his backside, but is able to stay up. Poked free by Schuler. Now the puck all the way across again, and Lapata climbs out of his crease to make a play. Fresh killers onto the ice for Indiana. 1:15 to go on this 5-on-4 power play. this season, Bowling Green, about 20% when they have an extra skater out there. Here's Rudo, a rush. Getting harassed by Timmons, who bounds him into the boards. Puck chipped away over toward Bertzlaff. His pass does not find a Bowling Green Falcon in time, and BG will have to clear the zone. Pitch and catch again between Timmons and Cesarski. A dangerous pass, but Timmons takes a tee shot and drives it all 200 feet.
They made McCaskey flinch a little bit on that one. He had to be ready.
Boy, did he ever. Here comes Bertzlaff weaving around several different red sweaters. Over toward the left dot. Has some pace. Poke check by McCaskey behind himself. That was a skill move if you've ever seen one.
Very
Back
nice
to Bertzlaff. A wrister right into McCaskey's chest. Looking over toward it. McCaskey down on all fours. The puck is still loose, and now Cesarski's hand was lodged under somebody's chin. It looks like two captains going at it. Bertzlaff and Cesarski. Appeared to be an accident at first. Cesarski's hand and glove were caught on some piece of equipment on Bertzlaff. And those guys have had words every single time they're on the same line.
They continued yapping at each other after the play as well. 20 seconds remaining on the penalty for Kissel. 5:13 to go in the game.
Bertzlaff, the sophomore from Boulder, Colorado, played for the Florida Eels most recently.
Talk about a culture shock going from Florida to Bowling Green, Ohio.
And starting in Boulder, Colorado.
We've
5
seen
and
it
change to go here in the third period. 5 seconds left on the minor infraction against Kissel. Indiana this season with a man down are just shy of 80%. They will up that number as Kissel, frustrated visibly, goes toward the bench. 5 aside with 4:40 to go. Here's Sarnowski moving around by himself. He whisks it and toilet bowls it around. McCaskey emerges as the extra D-man into the corner to stop the puck from moving. Kenyon chips it all the way across, and Lapata moves out of his crease into the trapezoid this time. 4:20 to go in regulation. Indiana up by a pair. Krusch lifts the puck high into the air, and it wobbles free all the way to Cesarski. Played forward again by Krusch. And Garrett, the puck is not laying like we see it normally. Sometimes coming back down to the ice like a coin after you spin it on the top of a table.
We've seen a lot of rolling pucks in this one, no question about that.
Vibrating wildly. Krusch gets thrown into the boards on the near corner. Sliding in is Horvath to play it forward. His pass gets deflected off of Offenbach's leg and back into Horvath's lap. A quick shot right in front of the cage, poked away. Another chance by Wise. He's over at the left circle. McCaskey moving over to waffle board it away. Looks like the net may still be loose. Wise over at the far circle again. Rudo down to Ferry, who tries to jam it in from near. Pass to the far side. Wise, a centering pass over, kicked away by Ferry. What a save by McCaskey. He tried to fix the net mid-play as he kicked the iron away.
McCaskey had to sprawl out and push off that right leg right there to get over and get that one with the blocker. An incredible save by Brendan McCaskey.
He may need some icy hot on the inner leg muscles after that stretch and split all the way across.
I know I can't bend like that, Sam, so.
Well, Garrett, after years of travel soccer, my knees don't bend like that anymore, and I sometimes wish they did so I could skate a little faster.
I was a catcher all my baseball career, and my knees never really bent like that, so you can only imagine how my body feels now. I spent lots of time icing. I was Mr. Ice, the Iceman.
And not in a good way, like when you throw the puck all the way across the sheet.
No.
3:15 to go here in the third. We're having some fun with it. 5-3 the score. Indiana on top here on the road. Reminder that the Dayton game between Indiana and the Flyers has been rescheduled to tomorrow night at 5:30 p.m. We anticipate potentially having a broadcast, but we weren't exactly told until a moment's notice this evening. Check the socials, hockey_IU on Twitter to stay updated on that front. Back here in Bowling Green tonight, it's past midnight, and things are starting to come to a close, but now Offenbach jawing back and forth with several different Falcons in the waning moments of this game. And Garrett, we talk about this time and time again when Indiana's up late in games. You've got to learn how to close out and work as a team, not take any stupid penalties or get anybody injured. You've got to close out successfully, and that's something that they will have to do 2 weekends from now in the Tri-State tournament.
Yeah, no question. That's for all the marbles, and you really can't have mental errors that time of year.
Fallon feigns a wrister and instead slings it around the boards. McKay picks it up in the far corner, working that right dot. Shot high over the bar, bounces off the glass. Onto the near boards. It's Tanner Smith moving in to whisk it away. Fallon holding on to the blue line for dear life. And finally, the Falcons able to force a retreat. Bound off the boards, Fallon gets smacked from behind and plays it to Timmons. Just over 2 to go, 2-goal lead for Indiana.
I'd expect to see Lapata go to the bench here soon.
Speaking of Lapata, he plays the puck around, flinging it high across the glass. McKay chipping it back into that same corner to DiLorenzo. McKay working the slot, holds onto it, tied a man up. That's DiLorenzo, who had trouble staying onto his skates. He was being pushed around. And here come the Falcons. A 2-on-3 rush. Smith tries to thread a pass through. Another shot right in front of McCaskey. He stands his ground. Michelli scoops up the loose puck. Off the rebound, it's back towards Smith. Holding on in the slot. Through traffic, bouncing off the back boards. McCaskey comes out of the crease and onto the side of the cage to hold on to the puck with 90 seconds left in this game.
Empty net for Bowling Green now, Sam. 6 attackers.
On that attack was Jeff Wood, the sophomore winger out of Sylvania, Ohio, and Northview High School. Seems like he's been a quick skater when he's on the ice.
Yeah, Wood's got some wheels on him, and we've seen that over the past couple days, and you got to have a fast guy out there when you're trying to keep the puck in the zone.
Indiana wins the draw in their own zone. Kenyon holding for options, now knocks it free to Krusch. Still an empty net for the Falcons. They've got an extra man up. 69 seconds to go, 5-3 still the score. Indiana down a man, but not by their own doing. It's a empty net situation for Bowling Green. Pinned up against the boards right in front of the bleacher creatures that have hung around for this second game of the evening here at the Madhouse on Mercer. Officially under a minute to go. Puck sent all the way across, and it'll be icing as the long chance did not find pay dirt. Well, timeout taken by Bowling Green, as you heard over the PA. So we'll step aside for a brief moment. 5-3 the score in favor of Indiana. 47.2 left on the big board to our left and right here at the Slater Family Ice Arena. We'll take a quick break. Club Ice Hockey at Indiana University on the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network. Back to the action here in Bowling Green, Ohio, to see if Indiana can close out this 2-game series and sweep the Falcons by scoring 5 goals in both games. We're not done yet, and the puck whizzes all the way across the ice. McDonald rushing down toward the goal line. Winning the draw is great, but the whistle would never blow. Still an empty net as McDonald turns around, shoots and scores! McDonald gets his third. It's a hat trick for Tommy as it's 6-3 now with half a minute to go. And that should just about do it here from Bowling Green. McDonald completes the hat trick with an empty netter in the waning seconds of this game. And boy, will that be a fun bus ride for him on the way home.
Man, no fights and a hat trick for Tommy. What a day. Kept his word.
I can respect a man of his word, which Tommy McDonald certainly is tonight. Again, thrown all the way across. Cesarski must have thought there was still an empty goal over toward that side. Had nobody in the area. A quick shot right in front. Krumzik goes onto his side. Still in play, 15 seconds left. And now we've got some back and forth. Krumzik tried to headbutt somebody, and now we've got a brouhaha in the far side. Lapata, the netminder, is charging after a red sweater. Pushing and shoving in the near corner. And now in the far corner is Lapata. Nearly falls over twice in a row. My goodness. All heck has broken loose, and there's only 15 seconds left on the clock. My goodness, now Krumzik has gotten himself into a headlock in the far circle. Garrett, I don't know what else to say about this. McKay is being ushered to the dressing room. His night appears to be over, although 15 seconds prematurely. Krumzik still getting his money's worth, and his captain is ushering him straight to the bench.
Skis is putting the puppies in order right here.
Well,
telling Krumzik, go to your box. Go to your box.
Well, that's how you wear that letter with authority. Cesarski taking control of the action and having a word with the officials as well. But what a night by Tommy McDonald. 3 goals and plenty of big shifts in between.
No question, Tommy McDonald, the difference maker today. He matches the amount of goals that Bowling Green's put in so far, and he's kept it clean most of the game. I don't think he picked up a penalty today.
We'll have to check the score sheet, but I think you're right, Garrett. Quite a night.
There were a few times where we saw people trying to irk him on, but he was able to maintain his composure.
The freshman from Downers Grove, Illinois, having a night to remember. So it looks like everything has been figured out and words have been exchanged.
It's going to be 5-on-4 here for the final 14.6.
There's two different white sweaters in the box for the Falcons, and only one skater for Indiana in the sin bin.
McKay did get sent off, however.
Good call, Garrett. And now off the draw, Offenbach is having a word with the officials as the puck sailed into the bleachers.
So now it'll be a 4-on-3. No, 5-on-4.
Cross-check against Jack Messenger, the senior from Beverly Hills, Michigan.
They just got to get these boys out of here, get these final 13 seconds off the clock. Nothing else is going to come of this game besides more penalties.
They got to get the bus warm. 13 seconds left. Cesarski, a slap shot. Gets deflected up into the netting above the ice and glass again, so 10 seconds remain on that clock.
This has got to be the longest 14 seconds of the season.
Garrett, they ought to get that bus warmed up, as bus driver Terry, a nice gentleman, may have gotten the bus stuck on the snowbank where he was forced to enter into the rink by.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out when we get out there.
So the buzzer sounds, and the sweep is complete. 6-3, the final score. The Cream and Crimson put a tally in the win column on back-to-back nights and now have won 10 out of 11. That only blemish in the last 11 coming in an overtime loss to St. Louis back in early December. What a finish in this 2-game series. The final TSCHL games normally scheduled for Indiana, although we do have that Dayton game tomorrow afternoon or evening.
A couple of the IU guys making the sweeping motion of a broom with their sticks. This handshake line will be interesting. I'm just hoping nothing escalates from here, and yep, we just saw something.
Well, Tommy McDonald had his hand yanked away from his arm, but it looks like cooler heads will prevail and everybody will hit the showers in peace. 6-3, the final score. We'll be back for a quick post game to check the final stats and wrap things up for you. In the meantime, I'm Sam Weixler alongside Ben Stannard on the tech and camera, and Garrett Drake doing some great play-by-play and color commentary in between. Thank you all for listening. From Bowling Green, Ohio, and the Slater Family Ice Arena, the Madhouse on Mercer, Indiana picks up another win. 6-3 the final. Club ice hockey at Indiana University on the Indiana Hockey Broadcast.
Indiana able to wrap things up with a 6-3 victory over Bowling Green, and they sweep the weekend series. As we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Indiana will be in action tomorrow against Dayton. That game will be played in Carmel, Indiana, outside of Indianapolis. And for the rest of our crew, we thank you for tuning in to today's broadcast. We don't know what tomorrow is going to look like quite yet, but we'll have updates on social media as well, so stay tuned for that. For the rest of our crew, Ben Stannard, Sam Weixler, I'm Garrett Drake signing off. You're watching Indiana Hockey on the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network. Have a good night.